So let me change a little bit. SpaceX is only 12 years old, and you have shown that in some aspects you can compete head-to-head with much more established launch service providers like Lockheed and Boeing and the Europeans. To what do you ascribe this ability of a young and conventional company to take on the establishment?
Sure, and actually, let me just clarify another point. Like right now, our weakest point is engines with respect to specific impulse, but not with respect to thrust to weight. We actually have the highest thrust to weight of any engine, I think maybe ever. But our specific impulse, the efficiency of the engine is about 10% worse than a staged combustion engine using the same propellant. In terms of our competitiveness, I think it mostly comes down to our pace of innovation. Our pace of innovation is much, much faster than the big aerospace companies or the sort of country-driven systems. And this is generally true. If you look at innovation from large companies or from smaller companies are generally better at innovating than larger companies. And it has to be that way from a Darwinian standpoint, because smaller companies would just die if they didn't try innovating, because otherwise people just keep buying the product from the big company. But I mean, and so then, well, why is SpaceX more innovative? I think it's probably because we've got like a super engineering-driven culture. I mean, we're running kind of the Silicon Valley operating system. It's kind of hard to describe. Like, it's like, how do you describe Linux? Like, like Linux is more efficient than some other operating systems.
to remain nameless.
But like, exactly why? It's like, you really have to get into the weeds. But you have a fairly flat hierarchy. You promote rapid communication. Sort of a best ideas wins culture, as opposed to this, having the seniority of the person decide the solution, which, I mean, that should never be the case in engineering. It should always be, a rational basis. And I also believe that in terms of at the leadership level, I'd much rather promote someone who has strong engineering ability than so-called management ability. Like we do hire some MBAs, but it's usually in spite of the MBA, not because of it.
I think that deserves an applause.